Hello everyone, welcome back. We have a new channel name and icon. Big exciting news here. We are now Deke Geeks. I was a little sick. I didn't post, but now I'm back and ready to be on that grind for posting. So hope you guys like the new logo and the new name. So today we're actually gonna hop into a new series, top 10 players of each position right now, and we're gonna start off with rocking with defensemen. I've seen a few lists here and there, NHL Network's list, and honestly, all of them have been really interesting. I'd love to share my take, so without further ado, let's get into it. This is Deke Geeks. So coming in at number 10 is Erik Karlsson of the San Jose Sharks. Erik Karlsson, 30-year-old defenseman, last year put up a solid 40 points, 6 goals, 34 assists. Year before that put up 45 points in 56 and 53 games respectively. Well, Erik Karlsson, the real reason this guy's up here is because of that insane skill level he has. We know that shot. We know those hands. Erik Karlsson is really that great two-way defenseman, but mainly focusing on his offensive game. Obviously, he was easily the best defenseman in the league in Ottawa, and he's still doing it on San Jose. So that's why he just barely squeezed on this list at number 10. At number 9, we have Carolina's stud two-way defenseman, Dougie Hamilton. Last year, Dougie Hamilton played exquisite. In 47 games, 14 goals and 26 assists for 40 points, while playing amazing defense and helping propel Carolina to a playoff spot. Now you may be asking, why is he so low down this list at number 9 with those great statistics? And it's just because it was a breakout. The year before last year, only 39 points in 82 games. So, big breakout year for Dougie Hamilton, but I do believe that he can continue that going into next year and the years after. We've arrived at the number 8 spot on the list. For this spot, I wrestled between the two Carolina defensemen, but ultimately I went with Jakob Slavin over Dougie Hamilton. Why? Well, I feel like Jakob Slavin plays a better two-way game, has a better defensive game for sure. Jakob Slavin is the ultimate toolsy defenseman. I think he won the accurate shot contest. 6 goals, 30 assists this year for 36 points. He plays a solid two-way game. Amazing defensively. And honestly, Jakob Slavin brings that total package, so that's why he comes in at number 8 on this list. Claiming the 7th spot on this list is the top defenseman of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Seth Jones. Now, Seth Jones is a guy that coming into this year and last year, a lot of people thought would be a Norris Trophy candidate. In 56 games this year, only came up with 30 points, which is still very good, especially considering that balanced, rounded two-way game that he brings. Now, the years before this, 46 points, 57 points, very stellar. So the consistency in the two-way game is what brings Seth Jones up to number 7 on this list. Coming at number 6, it is Washington defenseman John Carlson. Now, honestly, in the defensive game, he's really not there. So you may be asking, why is he so high? Because I really value that in a defenseman. Well, offensively, I think he is one of the top 3 to 5 offensive defensemen in the game. And last year, 75 points, only in 69 games. And the year before that, 70 points in 82 games. So if you look at the stats, he's been consistently great on offense, which brings him up to number 6 on this list. So in every good top 10 list, there has to be a funky, creative pick that, they kind of have to vouch for. And for me, that's Miro Heiskanen in my top 5. A lot of people probably have him in your top 10, but top 5, I don't see so many people having him in the top 5. So Heiskanen last year had 35 points in 68 games. Year before that, had 33 points in 82 games. And the big draw for Miro Heiskanen is his play in all 3 zones. Defensively, he is probably the best young defensive defenseman in the league right now. His defensive play he's just so aware, so on it, and he's just stunning in the defensive end. Offensively, you see the stats. You see 35 points, 33 points, and especially this year in lower games. And then neutral zone play, rushing up the ice, passes to get, breakout starting. I honestly believe Heiskanen is probably top 3 in the league in that kind of category. Now, this playoffs absolutely came through. 3rd all-time in playoff scoring in one season for a defenseman. Holy crap, Heiskanen. He's so good. He's coming in at number 5. Another creative pick here, coming in at number 4, is Shea Weber of the Montreal Canadiens, wearing the C. And hear me out here, Shea Weber is what you want in a defenseman. He is huge, burly, throws the body around. On the back end there, he gets around well, plays a solid, rocket the defensive game. Offensively, he will sit there at the point, has the hardest slap shot in the league, and will score goals. Shea Weber, this season, 15 goals. Season before that, 14 goals. His 2 big seasons with the Habs. And offensively, this guy can produce, and defensively, absolute rock. That's why he's coming in at number 4. So coming in at number 3, we have entered the top 3. It's Alex Pietrangelo. You probably know who the top 2 are going to be if you're familiar with these lists. But I think undoubtedly Pietrangelo is 3rd. You want consistency. Last season, 52 points, then 48 points before that. And in the playoffs, in that Stanley Cup winning year, he was the heart and soul of that team, maybe other than O'Reilly and Binnington, and just carried them on the back end. So Pietrangelo, offensively, with the numbers, I think has to be in the realm of top 5 to 3 defensemen. So, Dribble Please, the 2nd place is Roman Josi of the Nashville Predators. By process of elimination, you probably know who's coming at number 1. But Josi. I've been saying for so long, this guy is extremely underrated. Well, I haven't been saying on YouTube, but extremely underrated. And finally, this year, he's getting the recognition he deserves. Definitely a top 10 player in the NHL. 65 points in 69 games this year. And that's just incredible for defensemen. 2nd in defenseman scoring. And he's not even playing on that much of an offensively talented team with just the Predators. So, the year before that, 56 points. And the year before that, 53. So, just the consistency and the 200-foot game of Roman Josi. Defensively, I honestly think, like in NHL 21, there's the stat of defensive awareness. I think if you're bringing that in real life, Josi would have the highest. Because I think Roman Josi, just his ability to read the game on the defensive end is second to none. So, with that being said, there's one player who I think is just a tad bit better, just because of this year's playoffs. So Josi's coming in at number 2. And at number 1, on the top 10 NHL defensemen right now, I have Victor Hedman of the Lightning. Now, this whole season, I had Josi ahead of Hedman because Hedman, about the same amount of games as Josi, 10 less points. He had 55 points this year. And I think he might have been a tad bit better overall in his defensive game, being 6'6". But I think Josi was probably, about the same, toss-up for the defensive game. And I thought Josi was a little bit better offensively. But then this year's playoffs came around, and Hedman really showed what he is made of. As you know, won the Conn Smythe. He was the heart and soul of that Tampa Bay Lightning team, probably other than Nikita Kucherov, in winning that cup. Just so impressive this playoff. Had to propel him to the number 1 spot. That's Victor Hedman coming in number 1. So as always, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out my other videos. We've got some bangers. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, turn that notification bell on if you really like this video. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.